Hello everybody. In this video, we will solve a frame with the inclined column and a horizontal beam. And this inclined column is loaded with a UDL of 3 kilonewton per meter, and there is an horizontal load of 5 kilonewtons at joint 2. At joint 2. See, in all the other problems, whatever we have discussed, the columns used to be vertical, and therefore the coordinate system or the positive axis system of the STAD was to be x-axis to the right hand side positive and y-axis to the upward positive. But when there is an inclined column, the axis changes. There we should remember there is something called as local coordinate system or local axis and global axis. The global axis, this is the global axis where x is horizontal positive and y vertical positive. But when there is an inclined member, then you should resort to the local coordinate system. You cannot use the global coordinate system to apply the loads. Therefore, what is this local coordinate system? You should consider the member axis as the local x-axis, and the perpendicular to that will be local y-axis. Whenever you have an inclined member, you should see to that you should use local x-axis and local y-axis. Now, if you consider this force, then this force is acting against to the local y-axis, positive direction of the local y-axis, against to the positive direction of the local y-axis. Local y-axis is positive if the loading were to be in the other direction, means along this direction, right? Since this loading is opposite to that, then means to say it is negative direction to the positive local y direction. Therefore, you should consider minus local y axis for applying the load here. That is the major crunch in this problem. And the remaining, 5 kilonewton, it is same. It is along global x-axis. Why this is global x-axis is because the member is horizontal. If you take the local x-axis and keep here along the member x-axis, then the local x-axis and the global x-axis, they coincide. Therefore, you can give the value of 5 kilonewton either along local x-axis or global x-axis. Anyway, you can give because it will give the horizontal load only, right? And that too, it will be positive. And I value here is 45 into 10 power 7 millimeter to the power 4, and both the members have the I values equal to I itself, right? Now let us see how to solve this problem using STAD Pro. And also you should see to that here, in this case, the coordinates here, if this is 0, 0, x is 0 and y is 0, and the coordinate of the joint 2 is x is equal to 2 meters and y is equal to 4 meters. Coordinate will be x is 2, 4. Coordinates is 2, 4, and that of the 3 is the 6, 4. 2, 4, 6, 4. Right? Now let us see how to solve this using STAD Pro. Let's, as usual, go to new project, plane. We shall do frame problem number 5. Next, finish. We shall choose the coordinates. The first point, joint 1 is 0, 0, and the joint 2 is x is equal to 2, y is upward, therefore it is positive 4 meters. And remaining the same. Okay, now we got two nodes here, okay. We can join these two nodes, and we have a node at a distance of 4 meters from here. So therefore, Control C, Control V, x is equal to 4 meters, 4 meters. You got joint number 3. Connect these two. These two. So this completes the modeling. Generation of beams. Then let us go to supports. Create the first one and the end support. Both are fixed. Therefore, add fixed. And you can do here. Assign to selected nodes and assign to selected node here also. So we got the supports. Then let's move on to the loading part. Add primary none. You can take this as loading, or you can leave it as it is. Add close loading. So we have two loads here. One is the UDL. One is the UDL acting on member 1, 2. Member in the between the joint 1, 2. The force is minus 3 kilonewton per meter. It is not acting in the global x direction because the member is included as we discussed. Therefore, it is also not acting along local x-axis because local x-axis is the member axis, but it is acting along in the opposite direction to the positive local y-axis. So therefore, add this. And you have the 5 kilonewton load acting at the joint, which is Fx, global Fx. So you need not take minus 5 kilonewton, add and close. So let's see how this works. Select this member, assign to the selected beam, assign. You can see now the load is acting along the local axis. If suppose you would have taken it as global x-axis, then how it would look. Here it would look like this. Okay, so that is not the correct way. If you go to local y-axis, change it. This is the local y-axis, and you have another number here like this. Assign to the selected node, assign. Okay. Now we have assigned the load. Next is go to property, define as usual general. IZ value is 0.000045. Add close. Then select both the numbers because both are having I values equal to I. We have selected them. We have completed all the modeling part, including loading, assigning the property, and assigning the supports, everything. Let's go to commands, analysis, perform analysis. Okay. Then we will see analyze. Save. Save. And now it has analyzed, and you can see there are 0 errors. There are 0 errors. Okay. Now you can see the dynamic diagram. We have all this. We used to take go to label, scale, and we used to reduce the scale here. That is also one way. Other way is you can press the control button and scroll the your cursor and scroll the mouse cursor. You can move up forward. You can forward it. You will get the scale will be increased, and if you just take it backward, you can get the diagram like this. This is one way, and also you can get the shear force diagram. Okay, you can get the axial force diagram like this. The axial shear force. So this is the moment diagram, and as usual, you can go to post processing. Okay, to get the values. to get the values, go to results, view value, bending moment I want at the ends and the maximum as well as at the midpoint. Shear also you can choose straight away. If you want the axial, you can choose. Then if you want displacements, values, you can choose. And combined axial bending and axial stresses also you can choose. Annotate. Close. So these are the bending moment values. Bending moment values. And you can close this and you can see the shear force diagram. Control, press the control and just scroll forward so that you get a good view of the shear force diagram. This is the shear force diagram. You can as well take the axial force diagram. Right? These are all the the forces that you can see, and also you can see the reaction at each support, reaction at each support. And you can see also see the displacement diagram or the elastic curve. Just increase the scale. You can see this is the you can see that the elastic curve here it is on the top. Why? Because there is only movement here in the horizontal direction, but you don't have any load to sustain. When you push this, definitely this beam will lift upward. Because there is no load at all. Okay, so this is the elastic curve, and that's all for this video. Thank you for listening.